Yeah. I'm going to give my time and I'm going to give value today. I appreciate you and Janam for all of your hard work, for the leadership on the team there in Lebanon, the Middle East. You guys are the future of Jeunesse. I just want to tell you again, you guys are the future of Jeunesse, and we know that. The corporate team knows that. That's why we want to pour into you as much as we can. My name is Calvin Becerra. I'm a double diamond director. I'm actually in my hotel room in Austria. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to run downstairs to the hotel room and close out our big meeting here. We have several hundred people in a big meeting room downstairs where we did a training, and now we just finished the opportunity meeting. But I wanted to jump up here real quick and do my part for you guys. Um, we're talking about how 5 years can change your life, and the reality is that you can go as fast or as slow as you want. That's up to you. It's all about the hours that you put into your days. Okay. And it's all about whether you spend your time being busy or whether you spend your time being productive, because there's a difference between being busy and productive. Being busy is just plugging into all the webinars, going to all the meetings, jumping on all the trainings. Being productive is doing all that plus taking action. People that are busy don't take action. They just plug in and that's all they do. The people that are productive plug in and take action, and they get results because of it. They don't necessarily get all the best results, especially at the very beginning, but they get results that teach them how to become the best. Most people, when they introduce me to the audience, they talk about how, at 26 years old, I was the youngest millionaire in my company, that I became the youngest millionaire and top income earner in my first network marketing company in my first 8 months. And when they introduce me that way, most people are in awe. They wonder, like, how did he do something like that? We're talking about how to change our life in 5 years, and this guy did it in 8 months. How did he do that? And most of the time when people introduce me that way, I have to let them know to never compare themselves to me. Don't ever compare yourself to the person sitting next to you, because there's always a story behind every extremely successful person, behind every successful person, period. There's always a story about the invisible hours that they put into themselves personally before becoming that success story. And what I want you to know is that, my journey to becoming very successful in network marketing started way before network marketing. I had a successful business before I started network marketing. I was a millionaire before I started network marketing, owning my own business. But what I realized was that when I built my own traditional business in my local economy, I realized how stupid that was, because when you build a business that's dependent on your economy, as soon as the economy crashes, so does your business. So I told myself I would never ever do that again. I want an international business. I want a business that pays me in multiple economies. So if my economy's down and others are up, my business will grow there. I just didn't know what business that would be. And when my neighbor introduced me to network marketing, I realized that this could be my ticket. That's the reality of it, okay? And if I had more time here, I'd tell you my entire story at 8 years old, growing up poor, knocking on doors and working since I was 8, and then paying my way through a private high school to pay my tuition, and then getting into a great university, and then graduating, and then getting into real estate. But I wanted to kind of start my story with my own traditional business, which was real estate, dependent on a local economy. And when the economy crashed, I lost everything. Then comes network marketing into my life. A complete stranger shared it with me. And because of his persistence, I finally said yes 3 weeks later, and I just went to work. And I already knew how to work. I already developed a work ethic that started when I was 8 years old. So I entered network marketing with this fearless attitude, to just put in the work. I had already developed a work ethic that most people have never developed before they get involved in network marketing. For some people, this is their first time learning how to really work. And for others, they come in with a work ethic. They come in with some skill sets that most people don't have. So they achieve success much quicker than others. But never ever determine your success based on someone else's, because you don't know their story. Your story is different. Remember, this is a marathon, okay? And all that matters is that you cross the finish line. And if you ever watch a marathon, you're not trying to compare yourself to the person who crosses the finish line first. They're much different than you. They put in more training hours probably than you did, okay? All that matters is that at the end of the day, we all have the same result. We cross the finish line, whether that takes 8 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or 10 years. It doesn't matter. All we want to do is cross the finish line. What matters most is how you put your hours in and how quickly you put your hours in. For me, my business really changed my life in network marketing, it wasn't after 8 months. It was after 5 years when I put in my 10,000 hours. There's a book by Malcolm Gladwell, and it's called Outliers. And in that book, he has a chapter talking about 10,000 hours. And in there, he identifies how someone becomes great at what they do, how someone becomes successful, how someone can deem themselves as a professional. And in there, he talks about how psychologists have studied for years and years how someone gets to the professional level in anything, whether they're a professional athlete, a professional musician, or an entrepreneur, a professional entrepreneur in their business. And they realized, and what they found was that innate talent plays no role in whether someone is successful or not. No one is born with incredible skills. No one is born this amazingly talented person. There is no such thing as that. What separates top performers from low performers is how hard he or she is willing to work at whatever it is they're doing. And they said it's practice and preparation that creates successful people, that creates millionaires, that creates professionals, that helps you change your life. And they narrowed it down to a number of hours that it takes for someone to become a professional, to expect professional results at whatever it is they do. And they narrowed it down to 10,000 hours. It takes someone 10,000 hours to become a professional. Okay. I'm not telling you that here, Janesh, you have to wait till your 10,000th hour to start getting professional results. You're going to be getting incredible results at your 1,000th hour, your 2,000th hour, your 3,000th, your 4,000, your 5,000, and your 10,000. You're going to get results all the way up. But your goal is 10,000 hours. And however you measure that is up to you. However you put the hours in is up to you. And every single person on this webinar is going to be different. There are going to be people that put in 20 hours a week, 10 hours a week, 40 hours a week. Okay, and you're going to cross the finish line at your 10,000 hour mark at a different point. It doesn't matter because you're going to get to 10,000 hours. For me, that was 5 years. That was almost 40 hours a week for 5 straight years. That was just over 10,000 hours. Yes, I achieved a high level my first 8 months, but I've rebuilt my business over my first 5 years. What happened my first 8 months didn't stay like that forever. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about leadership. I learned a lot about team building. I learned a lot about recruiting, right? During my first year. And the second year, I took what I learned and rebuilt a business again. And then after the second year, I learned a lot about what I built that second year, and I rebuilt it again the third year. And I kept rebuilding and rebuilding and rebuilding. I never managed what I had that first year. That team that I had my first year got me to where I arrived at my first year, but that team didn't take me to where I was about to go by my 5th year. Okay, I'm telling you guys right now, your business is a constant rebuild, but after my 5th year, I turned around and I looked at a business that paid me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in more than 40 countries. And then after my 7th year, I had a business of over 1 million people that paid me every minute of every day, every second of every day in more than 140 countries. It was completely different than what my business looked like my very first year, which was only in my country that was built, and the city I lived in, and within a 3-hour driving distance of my home. Every year that I built, my business expanded and expanded and expanded, and my leadership grew and grew and grew and grew. My question to you is, how quickly do you want to hit your 10,000 hours? My question to you is, what time do you want to put into your days, your weeks, your months, and your years? You have to measure those things. And if I were to give you 3 areas of focus that you can focus those hours on, remember, in this business, we're only doing 2 things. We're selling and promoting products, and we're inviting people to see our business. That's all we are doing inside of network marketing. So if you're to focus on 3 things every single month in your business, there are these 3 things, and I'm done. 1 is time commitment. Figure out how much time you wanted to put into your business being productive, not being busy, being productive. Figure it out, write it down, make a commitment, and every single year, increase that time. Always focus on that time intentionally, mindfully, and purposefully. Focus on getting better and better and better at everything you do every month of the year. The second thing that you should do is focus on having a personal sales volume target. Okay, you personally doing 1,000 to 3,000 points to contribute to your team every single month, from your own personal orders, from your own personal sales, and from your own personal enrollments, and teach your teammates to do the same thing. And the final thing that you should focus on in your hours is making invitations, okay? And focused on enrolling at least 2 to 3 people every single month. Now, if you're showing up for work every single day, 5 days a week, and you're putting in your hours, it's not going to be hard to do the volume of 1,000 to 3,000 points. It's the easiest job in the world. And it's not going to be hard to make the invitations so it can result in 2 to 3 new people joining your business, you guys. Okay, it's all about the hours. If you want to reach the professional level, focus on your 10,000 hours. Hey, thanks, Gary. Thanks, Janine, for inviting me to speak to you guys
Oh my
today.
God. Thank you.